You wake up at 2:30 a.m. You don't know why you're awake. You know what you were supposed to do today, but here you are, staring at your phone in the silence of your room. Endless scrolling. The hours slip away. A notification buzzes, something new, something bright, something that pulls you in. Just 5 more minutes, you tell yourself. But that 5 minutes is a lie. That 5 minutes is a thief. It's stealing your future. The most dangerous part, you don't even realize it. You tell yourself you're just relaxing, but what you're actually doing is letting your future starve. Your potential is waiting for you to make the decision, but you keep feeding the distraction. And with every scroll, you're getting further from who you were meant to be. You can't afford this anymore. You can't afford to wait until tomorrow to begin again. You've fed this distraction long enough. You've waited for the perfect time. But there is no perfect time. There is only this moment, this decision. If you keep feeding the lie, your future will die before it even has a chance to live. You're not just killing time. You're killing your own potential. But here's the truth. Your identity is being shaped right now. Every hour you spend in this zone of distraction is 1 hour further from the person you're capable of becoming. Every time you fall into the trap of mindlessly scrolling, you reinforce an identity that's not yours to claim. It's an identity that has you stuck in the loop of one day, the promise of something different, but the habit of the same. The question is, who are you really? If you were to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I really doing with my life? Could you answer that honestly? Can you say that you're on the path that aligns with the potential you know deep down exists within you? Or are you letting it all slip away while you scroll? The most successful people in the world don't have time for distractions. They don't get caught in the web of mindless scrolling. They understand one truth. Time is the most valuable currency you have. You can spend it scrolling, or you can spend it creating, building, and transforming. But there's a problem. There's a gap between who you are and who you know you could be. That gap is filled with distractions, excuses, and an old identity that has held you back for too long. But you don't need to stay there. This is the reset. You don't need to accept that version of yourself who has been stuck, scrolling, wasting time. You don't need to remain tethered to habits that drain your energy and steal your future. This is the moment when you break free. You are not the person who scrolls endlessly in search of fleeting moments of relief. You are not the person who hides from discomfort by diving deeper into a virtual world. You are the person who decides, who acts, who makes their future a priority. You're capable of so much more than this. But first you must accept this new reality. Your future is hungry for your decision. It is starving. And the decision is yours. It's time to decide. Are you going to continue feeding the distraction, or are you going to feed your future? The reason you haven't made this choice yet is because you're living in the wrong identity. You've been conditioned to accept the easy now over the hard later. You've convinced yourself that tomorrow will come and that you're out. But the truth is, tomorrow never comes. It's a myth. It's a promise that will always remain unfulfilled if you don't act now. Let's be clear. There is no tomorrow until you create it. The you of tomorrow is shaped by the actions of today. Every scroll, every distraction is a step away from the life you've dreamed of. Every second you waste, your future starves. But you are not powerless. You can stop it. You can feed your future instead. This is your moment. You've lived in the shadows of your potential for too long. You've allowed yourself to remain in this cycle of waiting, wishing, and dreaming, but never acting. You've been stuck between two identities, the one you've always known and the one you were always meant to become. But this doesn't have to be your story anymore. It's time to shed that old skin. It's time to put the distractions down and pick up the tools that will shape your destiny. It's time to live as the person you were meant to become. This is your breakthrough. Your future will not wait. The identity you hold today is holding you back. The habits you have today are keeping you stuck. And the person you've allowed yourself to be is not who you are capable of becoming. But now you get to decide. You get to break free. You can choose to live in the comfort of the old identity, or you can choose to let go of the version of you that has been scrolling, waiting, distracting. You can choose to step into the future version of yourself, the one who doesn't hesitate, the one who moves with purpose, the one who chooses to create rather than consume. It's a choice, right now, in this very moment. The future you want is starving for the actions you haven't taken yet. It's desperate for the choices you haven't made, and that future won't wait for you. But you can change that today. You can shift your identity today. This is the reset. You don't need to wait for tomorrow. You don't need to make another empty promise. You need to act now. Your future is waiting, but only if you decide to stop feeding the distraction and start feeding your destiny. Now is the time. This is the moment where everything changes. Who will you be? Who are you going to become? This is your mental breakthrough. This is the moment you stop scrolling, stop wasting time, and finally choose to feed your future. This is the moment your transformation begins. Say it out loud. I am not the person who waits. I am not the person who scrolls away my future. I am the person who chooses. I choose my future. Now let's act. The battle isn't fought in the world outside of you. It's fought inside your mind. It's fought in the space between the thoughts you think every day. It's fought in the quiet moments when no one else is watching. You are rewiring your subconscious, whether you realize it or not. The mind isn't a passive vessel. It doesn't just receive information and follow orders. It commands. The mind follows the most repeated thoughts you give it, whether those thoughts are empowering or disempowering. And that's where you've been losing. You've been repeating the wrong things. Your subconscious doesn't care what's true. It listens to what's repeated. What are you repeating to yourself? What is the story you've been telling yourself, day in and day out? What beliefs are you letting shape your reality? You might say, I don't have time, or it's too late for me. You tell yourself that the dreams are for others, that success is for the lucky few, but it's not true. You've been living a lie. You've been repeating these beliefs, these limiting thoughts, over and over until they have shaped your reality. You've allowed your mind to believe that your potential is limited, that the life you want is out of reach. But this is the moment that changes. If you want a new future, you must speak a new truth to yourself. The truth is, you are limitless, but you won't see that truth unless you begin to repeat it loudly, powerfully, and relentlessly. This is the key to belief rewiring. Also suggestion. You don't wait for your mind to change. You make it change by repeating the identity you want to live into. If you want to break free from the chains of your past, you must build a new mental operating system. This isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process. It's repetition. You are not your old habits. You are what you repeatedly think and what you repeatedly do. Take the example of Henry Ford. Ford didn't create one of the most influential companies in history by waiting for the perfect moment. He had a vision, and he believed in it so deeply that he spoke it into existence, even when everyone around him told him it was impossible. Ford's mind was set on a new reality, a reality that others couldn't yet see, and he repeated that belief every single day. He didn't wait for the world to believe it. He knew his belief would shape his reality, and it did. Your mind works the same way. If you want a new identity, a new level of success, and a new life, you must reprogram your subconscious mind by speaking it into existence. This isn't some fluffy self-help concept. This is real, tangible, scientific truth. You've heard of Edison, right? Edison didn't just believe in his inventions. He believed that failure was a step towards success. When his light bulb didn't work after thousands of attempts, he didn't quit. He told himself, I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work. He repeated this until it became his reality. You must do the same. You must rewire your beliefs by speaking to your subconscious mind until it accepts the new identity you are creating. Edison, Ford, and other greats didn't achieve their success by accident. They didn't wait for some cosmic alignment to fall into place. They chose their identity, and they spoke it every day. So how do you do it? Speak your identity aloud, every single day. You might feel silly at first. You might even laugh, but don't dismiss it. Don't let your ego talk you out of it. This is how you break through. This is how you change your identity at the deepest level. You are creating a new belief system, and it starts with what you tell yourself. Here's how it works. Every time you speak the identity you desire, every time you repeat those words, your subconscious begins to accept them as truth. The more you repeat, the deeper the belief goes. And the deeper the belief, the more it will shape your actions and your reality. But let me be clear, you cannot stop. You cannot give up after a few repetitions. This process takes time. It takes effort. It takes patience. Because this isn't just about believing, it's about shifting your behavior to match your new identity. Your beliefs are like the foundation of a house. They must be strong, and they must support the actions you take. The best way to anchor these beliefs into your reality is through repetition, mental command. Just like a muscle, your mind strengthens when you consistently train it. What you speak, you become. It's that simple. Every word you speak is a command to your mind, and your mind is always listening. Start with these words every morning and night. I am capable. I am worthy of success. I am destined for greatness. Speak these words with conviction. Speak them as if they are already your truth. Do this every day, even when you don't feel it, especially when you don't feel it. This is the power of repetition. This is the way to rewire your belief system and break free from the prison of your old identity. As you repeat these words, you'll start to feel the shift in how you view yourself, the shift in how you view the world, and the shift in the actions you take. And let me tell you something, this isn't just a mental shift, it's a complete transformation. The world begins to respond to you differently. Your actions start to align with your new beliefs and opportunities. The ones you've been waiting for begin to show up because you're now aligned with them. But the change doesn't stop there. You must be vigilant. Your subconscious mind is a powerful force, and like any force, it needs direction. You must direct it toward your purpose, toward your goals, toward your future. You need to condition your mind for success. You need to speak your new identity daily until it becomes an unstoppable part of who you are. And remember, the subconscious mind doesn't care about the facts. It cares about what's repeated. You don't need to prove anything. Just repeat it, believe it, and live it. The facts will follow. Say it out loud. I am capable. I am worthy of success. I am destined for greatness. Now repeat it and never stop. There's a war being waged inside of you right now. It's the war of commitment. Most people never win this war because they never go all in. They tiptoe around their dreams. They keep one foot in the old identity while they cautiously dip the other into the new one. But that's not how transformation happens. You cannot serve two identities. One must die. You can't hold on to the life you know while trying to step into the life you want. You can't keep your foot in the comfort of the past and expect to move forward into the greatness you're capable of. This is where you burn the bridge. This is where you draw a line in the sand and say, I will never go back. This is where you eliminate the fallback options that keep you anchored to the old version of yourself. The most powerful people in history have made this decision. They've burned the bridge, eliminated any possibility of returning to the comfort of their old life. Take Christopher Columbus. When he set sail to the New World, he burned his ships. He didn't just say, I'll try my best. He made it impossible for himself to return to what was familiar. He knew the only way to move forward was to leave no other option. This is what true commitment looks like. It's not half-hearted. It's not tentative. It's the complete severing of any link to the old identity, the old life, the old habits. When you burn the bridge, there's no turning back. You see, most people are afraid of this. They're afraid of commitment. They want to keep a safety net, just in case the dream doesn't work out. But here's the truth. That safety net is the very thing that's holding you back. Every time you leave yourself a way out, you're telling your subconscious mind, I'm not fully committed. I'm not sure this is going to work, so I'll keep my old life just in case. But commitment is what turns the impossible into the inevitable. You cannot expect to transform unless you go all in. You cannot expect to live your dreams unless you fully embrace them as your new reality. This is a decision, not a wish, not a hope. I've already decided. The moment you make this decision, everything changes. Your actions, your mindset, your energy, they all shift. But the commitment has to come first. You cannot hesitate. You cannot wait for the stars to align. You must choose, and you must commit. Think of the legendary Andrew Carnegie. He didn't just wish for success, he committed to it. His commitment wasn't a vague, "I hope I make it." It was a certainty. He burned all the ships and never looked back. He built an empire because he was all in, no matter the cost. What's your bridge to burn? What is the thing that's holding you in the comfort zone? Is it a relationship that no longer serves you? A job that drains your energy? An old identity you're holding on to because it's familiar? It's time to burn it. Commitment is an all or nothing deal. You cannot play both sides. You don't have the luxury of half measures. You don't get to be in and out of your dream. You either make the leap or you stay stuck in the cycle. There is no middle ground. This is where you find your power. The moment you decide that you're in, that there's no fallback, that you are fully committed, your life will begin to change. But this isn't just a mental decision, it's an action. A commitment is proven through your choices, your behavior, and your sacrifices. Look at someone like Steve Jobs. Jobs didn't dabble in success. He didn't sit back and say, "I'll try, but if it doesn't work, I'll just go back to my old life." No, Jobs made a decision. He committed to changing the world, and he didn't leave room for failure. Every action, every risk he took was in service to that commitment. This is the level of commitment you need. There will be sacrifices. There will be discomfort. You will have to let go of parts of your old life, people, habits, routines that no longer serve you. But the price of commitment is always worth it. It's the only thing that separates those who achieve greatness from those who remain stuck in the cycle of one day. Commitment means no more maybes, no more "I'll try." You must say it loud and clear. "I've already decided." That's the moment when your life changes. That's the moment when the universe shifts in your favor. Because when you commit fully, the path opens up. You start to attract the people, opportunities, and resources that align with your commitment. And that path, it's not easy. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and doubts along the way. But commitment means you don't stop when things get hard. You don't look for an escape hatch. You burn the bridge to your old life and keep moving forward, no matter what. Here's what you need to do. Decide today that your old life is over. Your old identity is dead. That person is no longer you. Burn the bridge to any fallback options. No more waiting for the right time. The time is now. Act as if you've already decided. Your actions must align with your new commitment. Everything you do must reflect the person you are becoming. This is the law of no fallback. You cannot serve two identities. You cannot hold on to the old you and the new you at the same time. One must go. And if you choose the new you, everything else will fall into place. Now say it out loud. I've already decided. You are committed. No turning back. The old life is gone. You've made the commitment. You've burned the bridge. Now let's talk about the environment that will either fuel or sabotage your transformation. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let that sink in for a moment. You are not just influenced by the people in your life. You are shaped by them. The energy you absorb, the beliefs you adopt, the actions you take, all of this is influenced by the proximity of the minds you surround yourself with. If you want to become the next version of yourself, the version that succeeds, that creates, that leads, you must change your environment. You cannot continue to dwell in the same circles that reinforce your old identity. If you keep hanging out with people who don't believe in the greatness inside of you, you will never step into that greatness. This is why proximity to power is so critical. You need to surround yourself with people who push you, who challenge you, who inspire you. You need to find your mastermind circle. Napoleon Hill talks about this concept in Think and Grow Rich. He says that the most successful people in history didn't just rely on their own thoughts and actions, they surrounded themselves with a mastermind group. A mastermind is a group of like-minded individuals, each bringing their own wisdom, energy, and support to the table. This collective intelligence is exponentially more powerful than any one individual. When you align yourself with the right people, something extraordinary happens. You raise your standards. You see what's possible. You begin to operate at a higher frequency because the people around you are operating at a higher frequency. This is the power of environmental influence. Think about the legendary athletes who rise to greatness. Michael Jordan didn't just become one of the greatest basketball players by practicing alone. He surrounded himself with teammates, coaches, and competitors who were just as committed to greatness as he was. They pushed him, they challenged him, they held him accountable. And you need that. You need to get into the right rooms, around the right minds, and align yourself with the energy that supports the future you want to create. Here's the truth. You cannot rise if you stay in the same environment. You cannot expect to reach your highest potential if you remain surrounded by people who hold you back, who doubt you, or who don't believe in the same vision you hold for your life. The law of proximity says that you become like the people you spend the most time with. And whether you like it or not, your environment is shaping your success. It's shaping your mindset. It's shaping the actions you take or fail to take. This isn't just about physical proximity, it's about energy proximity. You need to surround yourself with people who are vibrating at a higher frequency than you, people who are already where you want to be, people who have achieved the success, wealth, and mindset you're striving for. But here's where the hard truth hits. You cannot afford weak energy in your atmosphere. Weak energy shows up as negativity, doubt, excuses, and complacency. It shows up in the conversations you hear every day, the ones that tell you that success is impossible, that dreams are for other people, or that it's too late. That energy must be removed. You need to clean house, and I'm not just talking about cleaning your physical space, though that's important too. I'm talking about cleaning the people who occupy your mental space. If someone in your life is feeding you doubt, draining your energy, or keeping you in the past, cut them loose. If someone isn't supporting your dreams, challenging you to grow, or holding you accountable, distance yourself. It's painful, I know. You've probably been close to these people for years. But if they are not in alignment with your goals, if they are not helping you raise your standards, they are part of the old identity you are leaving behind. This is about creating a space where your vision can breathe, where your potential is nurtured, and where you are continually elevated by the energy of those around you. Your environment must reflect the greatness you're stepping into, and this starts with your immediate surroundings. Do a quick audit of your life right now. Look at the people you spend the most time with. Are they elevating you? Are they challenging you to think bigger, to push harder, to act faster, or are they dragging you back to the past? Are they keeping you stuck in a comfort zone where you're not growing? Your next level is going to require a new level of influence, and that influence starts with the people you allow into your space. So what do you need to do? Identify your mastermind circle. These are the people who elevate you. Seek them out. Spend more time with them, and align yourself with them. Clean your environment. Remove negativity, doubt, and anything that doesn't align with your future. You are responsible for curating the energy you let into your life. Step into new rooms. Join groups, communities, and networks that inspire you. Don't wait for permission to enter the spaces you feel you're meant to be in. This is where the magic happens. This is how you shift from being stuck to becoming unstoppable. You cannot afford to keep company with people who are living a life less than the one you are capable of. Remember this, the mastermind circle is about power through collective energy. You must create that energy around you in order to rise. Say it loud. I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere. This is how you elevate. The key to living your best life, to stepping into your true potential, is not just about what you take, it's about what you give. Success is not a destination you arrive at, it's an identity you embody. And that identity is built on the foundation of over-delivering. You want to create wealth, over-deliver. You want to create influence, over-deliver. You want to be respected, admired, and recognized as someone who makes an impact, over-deliver. But let me make something clear. Over-delivery is not about doing more for the sake of doing more. It's not about working yourself to exhaustion. It's not about burning out by giving everything without boundaries. No, over-delivery is about giving more value than what is expected. It's about operating at a level of excellence that consistently exceeds the standard. It's about showing up in a way that leaves a lasting mark, that makes people remember you, that makes them say, "This person is different." You've heard the stories of Andrew Carnegie, right? He didn't just build wealth, he built a legacy. But what made him stand out from everyone else was his unwavering commitment to over-delivering. Carnegie didn't just meet expectations, he far surpassed them. He gave more to his employees, his community, and his business than anyone expected. He built relationships based on trust, respect, and an unshakable commitment to excellence. It wasn't about the money, it was about the identity of a giver, of someone who provided more than what was asked for. That's the mindset that creates massive success. And here's the thing, when you live in this over-delivery mindset, you begin to detach from the outcome. You stop focusing on what you'll get, and instead you focus on who you're becoming. When you give without expecting anything in return, something magical happens. You create an identity of abundance. You create a life of flow. Opportunities start finding you because you are now a person who is always giving, always providing value, and always going above and beyond. Think about someone like Henry Ford. Ford didn't just build a car, he changed the world. But how? He over-delivered on his promise. He didn't just give people a vehicle, he gave them freedom. He gave them the ability to travel, to work, to live life on their own terms. That's the power of over-delivery. It's not about doing what's expected. It's about doing what others can't expect. It's about going the extra mile even when no one's watching. It's about committing to excellence because it is part of who you are, not just something you do. This is how you build an identity of high performance. But here's the challenge. Over-delivery requires discipline. It requires focus. It requires a mindset that says, I will not deliver the bare minimum. I will not do what's just good enough. I will give more always, because I am not defined by what others expect of me, but by what I choose to give. This mindset is what separates the average from the extraordinary. Look at someone like Warren Buffett. He didn't become one of the wealthiest men in the world by focusing only on making money for himself. He focused on giving value to others. He over-delivered on his promises to investors, to employees, and to the companies he invested in. He didn't just aim for success. He aimed for the kind of success that would leave a lasting legacy of value. And here's where the real shift happens. When you start to see yourself as a giver, when you make it your identity to over-deliver, the results come naturally. You don't have to chase success anymore. You attract it. This is a powerful shift in mindset. Most people are caught up in the outcome. What will I get if I do this? But the true high performer asks, what value can I give that will exceed expectations? Think of it this way. The greatest achievers in history were not driven by selfish ambition. They were driven by the desire to give, to provide value, to contribute, to leave a lasting impact. And in doing so, they attracted success and abundance far beyond what they ever imagined. You can adopt this mindset starting today. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, what job you have, or what stage of life you're at. When you shift your identity to one of over-delivery, you begin to shape your future. Here's how to start. Identify where you're under-delivering. Are you cutting corners? Are you only doing what's asked of you and no more? Are you focusing more on what you can take than on what you can give? Commit to excellence. Start giving more than what's expected in every area of your life, whether it's in your work, your relationships, or your personal growth. Detach from the outcome. Stop worrying about how much you'll gain. Instead, focus on the impact you'll make and the person you are becoming. By over-delivering, you will rewire your identity. You will no longer be the person who does just enough to get by. You will become the person who stands out, who people respect, who people seek out, because you are always providing more value than anyone expects. But here's the most powerful part of this transformation. The more you give, the more you become. The more you over-deliver, the more success you will attract. And soon, it won't even be about what you're getting in return. It will be about the fact that giving is who you are. Say this daily. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. You don't just meet the standard, you redefine it. You don't just deliver, you over-deliver. And in doing so, you become the person who attracts greatness, because greatness is what you are giving. You've made the commitment. You've burned the bridges. You've cleaned your environment. You've adopted the mindset of over-delivery. But there's one more crucial step in this transformation, and it's the one that separates the dreamers from the doers. It's the power of repetition. Repetition is the language of the subconscious mind. It's how new beliefs, new habits, and new identities are forged. You can't transform your life by simply thinking differently. You have to act differently, consistently. When you repeat something long enough, your brain begins to believe it. It stops questioning whether it's possible. It stops doubting, and it starts to accept your new identity as truth. This is where faith in action comes into play. You cannot just hope your dreams will manifest. You cannot sit back and wait for life to deliver what you want. Faith is not passive. Faith is active. Faith is the act of moving forward as if it is already done. The moment you act like your new identity is a given, that's when the universe starts to respond. When you walk into the world like the person you are becoming, the world has no choice but to meet you at that level. Think of it like this. Repetition is not just about doing the same thing over and over again. It's about doing it with intention, with focus, with belief that it is already yours. Let's take a page from the book of history. Do you know how Thomas Edison invented the light bulb? It wasn't through a single moment of inspiration. It was through trial and repetition. Edison didn't stop after a failure. He didn't quit because something didn't work the first time, or the 100th time, or the 1000th time. No, he kept going. He knew that the key to success was faith in action. He repeated his process over and over, each time with more knowledge and understanding than the last. He didn't need to see the light at the end of the tunnel to keep moving forward. He acted as if it was already done, because he had already decided that it would be done. That's the key to transforming your life. You must act like it's already yours. The problem is that most people don't believe in the power of repetition. They believe in the idea of quick fixes and overnight success. But the reality is, success is built through consistent action, repeated action, with a rock-solid belief that it's already done. So let's lock this in. From this point forward, you must live the transformation. Here's the formula. Repetition of identity. Repeat your new identity daily. Speak it out loud. I am a high performer. I am a giver. I am committed to my success. I am a leader. These words are the foundation of your new identity. Don't just think them. Speak them. Feel them. Live them. The more you repeat them, the more your subconscious will accept them as your new truth. Faith in action. Every day take action as if the transformation is already complete. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the right opportunity. Act as if you are already living the life you want. Walk with that confidence. Make decisions based on your new identity, not your old fears. Daily rituals. Create daily rituals that reinforce your transformation. These are the small habits, the actions that align with your new identity. Whether it's reading, journaling, exercising, or meditating, these rituals lock in your new mindset and keep you moving toward your goals. Your rituals are the bridge between who you are now and who you're becoming. Now, take a moment to understand the weight of this truth. Repetition is not a burden, it's a gift. Repetition allows you to automate your success. It takes the guesswork out of your transformation. It creates a blueprint for your future. Every time you speak your new identity, every time you take action, you are chiseling away at the old version of yourself. You are reprogramming your mind to believe in your future self. The more you repeat, the more ingrained your new identity becomes. So let's lock this in. Say this out loud with conviction. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. And here's the final truth. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't have to justify your transformation to anyone. Let the world wonder what changed. Let them ask how you did it. You don't owe them the answers. You are the answer. This is your moment to step into your true power. This is your moment to become the person you were always meant to be. So repeat this every day. Live this every day. Act as if it's already done. Walk like you are already the person you are becoming. And let the results speak for themselves. Identity affirmation loop. I don't hesitate. I build. I become. Say it out loud and move like it's done.